Hey, yep, nope. Ugh, this is the entire video. Okay, so throughout my life, I have been told that I am not very good at hugging people, which really got me thinking because I didn't think I was doing it wrong. How does one hug incorrectly? It just didn't really make a lot of sense to me until I started doing some research and realized that hugs can seriously vary between who you're hugging and how you're hugging them. So today I thought we'd go through the different variations of hugs, list the pros and cons of each, and then rank them. But first, it's time for a history of hugging. Hugging has always been a very primal instinct for mammals, dating all the way back to when mothers first started caring for their young. Whether it was trying to provide warmth, assist with nursing, or just trying to transport the child, hugging has been around forever. It is also the universal signifier for "you are safe with me," which I think is adorable that we have a way of saying that without actually using words. Apparently, the word hug has two possible origin points in history. One of those possible origin points being the word "hüge" from the 1560s, which meant to comfort. And one of the other possible origin points is from the German word hegen, which means to foster or cherish. It also holds a lot of cultural significance in a lot of parts of the world, typically used in greetings or goodbyes. There are also several different types of hugs out there, and they all have different names too, but I'm gonna give them new ones because the current ones are not very good. The first hug we're gonna cover is the cross hug, which is when the participants will hug each other in a cross formation, one above the shoulder and one below the armpit. And both of them will do that, forming kind of like an X shape or a cross. Right off the bat, not a huge fan of this hug. It's great for one of those, it's great to see you kind of greetings, but other than that, it is very stiff. I feel like the arms and elbows are kind of getting in the way of everything. And I also feel like you're like stretching your arms too far around the other person to really apply any like pressure of being able to like pull them in. It's not optimal in my opinion. This type of hug is perfect for back pats though, so I do understand why it is the optimal greeting hug. Also, it's not super intimate, so it's not like a commitment type of hug, you know what I mean? I hug my friends all the time these days, and I love them to death. I love hugging them, and I think it's great, but this is seriously like the hardest hug to enjoy in my opinion because it feels like you're so stretched thin. I'm gonna rank these hugs out of 5. This one gets a solid 3 out of 5 for me, so solid, but not great. No one is gonna wanna hug me after this. No one is gonna wanna hug me after watching this video. They're gonna think I'm like critiquing them internally whenever they hug me. This is a nightmare. Why did I think this was a good idea? I should have talked about Sonic 4 like I was going to originally. Next hug, the side hug, which is one that I did not rename because that one's pretty obvious. This hug is typically a hug from the side using one arm, and the other person will put their one arm around you. Sometimes you can use two, but most of the time it is just the one hug. And I gotta be honest, I don't like this kind of hug. Like, period. Whereas the cross hug, I can at least kind of get around it, and there's still kind of some comfort in that, and there's still some closeness with that. The side hug just like really just does not feel nice at all. It's kind of awkward, it's confusing, it feels like half committed to anything, and it just doesn't work for me. Now, I did have a side hug turn into a full hug before. That was really nice, but just a standard side hug is just it does not do it. They start confusing and end unsatisfyingly, so at that point, like, why even fucking bother? Now, this type of hug can be really good for solemn moments, just wrapping your arm around somebody, giving them a nice, just tight little hug there, and then just kind of being on their way. But if the hug lasts more than 5 seconds, then it just gets kind of awkward. It's really nice to show that you just care, it's quick, and it doesn't overcommit the person who's upset to like fully hugging you. This one gets a 2. It's definitely the I thought I was getting chocolate chips and I got raisins type of hug. Before we continue, I feel it is important to cover a topic of hug etiquette, aka how to ask for physical affection without sounding like a fucking creep or weirdo. Trust me, we have all been there. Sometimes you just want a little physical affection, nothing weird, nothing like that, but you don't really know how to ask for it without coming off weird, and it can kind of feel strange and odd, and I'm here to help you with that. Best practice that I found is just to ask, hey, would it be all right if I gave you a hug? And that's it, simple as that. They might still say no, but at least you were being polite about it, and if they say no, you can just say, okay, no problem, that's it, and then that's the end of it. Please don't try to be coy to try to get hugs out of people. Nobody likes the where's my hug guy. Don't be that guy. Obviously, not everybody is going to be okay with physical affection, and it is very important to make sure that everybody is on the same page. I have friends that I hug all the time, and I have friends that I don't. It just varies from person to person, and it's just best practice to ask. I remember for a long time, I did not like hugs, period. I just did not like them. I have OCD, I have some physical trauma, and so if anybody tried to touch me, I would literally recoil. And you never know what's going on in someone's life, so again, please, please, please just ask. and respect the person's answer, whatever it is. And now on to the next hug, and my personal favorite. I call this one the layer hug. This hug revolves around one of the recipients hugging underneath somebody's armpits and the other person hugging around the neck of the other person. This is probably my favorite hug ever. I love this type of hug. It allows for one of the most closest and intimate feeling hugs you will ever have, other than the sex ones, but we are not covering those today. One of the best parts about this hug is that you can like bury your face in the person's chest or in their neck, and it kind of simulates this very cradling hug experience. It's really nice and really sweet. This hug also has the bodies really close to each other, which allows for comfort, warmth, and pressure relief. You can also squeeze the hell out of the person that you're hugging in this type of hug, and that's my favorite part. However, this hug can also be seen as extremely intimate and forward, and a lot of people probably aren't okay with it. It's usually reserved for partners or really close friends or family. It's usually a bit of a risk, but if it is reciprocated, it is one of the best feelings ever. I always try to aim for this type of hug with people as long as they're comfortable with it, and honestly, it is amazing. I'm rating this one a 4.5 out of 5, mainly because there is a huge risk involved, but if it pays off, it is so worth it. Okay, now I'm gonna rapid fire some hug types and rank them really quickly just to kind of get through some of them. The tent hug, where the recipients are hugging on the top, but the feet are stretched outwards to form a tent kind of shape. Usually this is used to prevent your privates from touching. Very awkward, but respectful. 2 out of 5. The hook hug, where somebody hugs around somebody's arms and the person whose arms are being hugged hook up around the armpit area towards the shoulder blades. Very cute hug, very considerate, very polite. 3 out of 5. The one-way hug. Usually this just involves somebody hugging somebody and the other one doesn't do anything. Reciprocate, damn it. 1 out of 5. The hide behind hug. This is usually when a partner will come up from behind you and hug around your stomach. This allows for comfort, efficiency, and back nuzzling. Very cute, very romantic, great choice, definitely different from the one-way hug. 3.5 out of 5. And finally, the self-hug, which again, I did not rename that one. This hug holds a lot of energy. Usually it is typically used in times of distress or discomfort. While it does help to regulate heat and emotions, it doesn't quite do the job that a normal hug would do. But self-love is important, and taking care of yourself should be a priority. No rank. And with that, we've reached the end of our tier list, I guess. I'm pretty happy with the rankings that I gave each of them, just based off of my own personal experience. But also, again, there is no wrong way to hug somebody. As long as somebody is okay with it, then a hug can be however you want it to be. I think the most heartwarming thing about our species is we're always finding ways to get people to come closer to us and to kind of form these bonds. And it can even just be something as small as a hug. There's a friend who I caught up with recently who I have been hugging so much recently every time I see her. This honestly really sparked an interest in this topic for me and why I kind of wanted to cover it and talk about it for a video, because I was like never a physical person for years. Like I said before, it always made me super uncomfortable, and because I have some physical trauma going on with my body, it was just something that I could never get my head around. But again, that's kind of a story for another day. But it's always fascinated me that we have always found new and unique ways to love each other, and I think that that's just amazing, especially with the way the world is today. It's really important just to remember that a little hug can go a long way. They've been proven to lower cortisol levels and even manage the nervous system. It's also proven to release the good chemicals in your brain like oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine. So make sure to go hug your loved ones, and don't let the prospect of it being awkward let it stop you. Do it awkward. Life is awkward. Get cuddly, damn it. But seriously, ask first. Ask for permission first. Every time. All the time. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this weird ass video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and comment. I don't know if this video is even gonna do well. I just kind of was like, I need a video for this month. Hugging, I don't know. It is a topic that I am genuinely interested in, but it was something that I was like, this is gonna be the weirdest fucking video I think I've ever made. But yeah, make sure you guys stick around. Check out my other videos. They're a little less weird than this one, I think. Thank you for watching, and remember to love each other.